train. And this isn't just any train. This is an electric train. I know this because I read it on a sign outside the door. Now, you may be wondering what I'm doing on a serious train programme. This is because I am not fat, and I don't have balding grey hair, and I don't wear glasses. In fact, I'm the complete opposite. I have a shirt on instead of an anorak, and I talk a bit like Jeremy Clarkson, who thinks trains are the worst thing in the world. I am here for you today with Samuel Beeman, who is a train enthusiast. You can tell this because he is wearing cheap JD Sports tracksuits and a shirt with a train on, and with the most uncool text on the world on his back. This train used to go very fast from London Liverpool Street to Norwich. I know this because I also read it on a sign just a minute ago outside. Now, you may be wondering, you're not a rail enthusiast. You can't tell us what is and what isn't. You don't know the facts. This isn't fair. Excuse me. Well, like most of you, I grew up with Thomas the Tank Engine, and therefore I am just as qualified to tell you stuff as you are to me. This is because we all know that anything blue is Thomas the Tank. And anything green is Henry. Henry Green. So, why don't you come on a train ride with us? It will be the best train ride in the world. So, here I am in the class 306. I know that because I read it on a sign. Now, I'm going to talk you through the controls. Here we have the reverse and forward switch, which needs to be activated probably by some sort of master key, or by depressing this here. No, that also doesn't work. Okay, so the first thing you'd do anyway is you'd probably have it in neutral, which this doesn't have. So you'd leave it in the, I'm guessing, off position, which probably means neutral back in the 1950s, seeming as we didn't know what the word American meant. So here we have our power control, which looks like it's coated in hosepipe. So the driver would be sitting here at London Liverpool Street thinking about beans on toast and his wife in a blouse, and suddenly he would get the right away from the driver through here, and he would probably do something. I don't know what he would do. He would probably give 2 buzzes back. He would check that his lights are on, his Arca lights, his NRN radio, which is there. The NRN radio though only came in later, as this is a semi-mainline certified locomotive. This is the NRN radio. We can see a variety of switches on it. It was used to call other engines back when it was in use, and this was the telephone used to do it, and the training videos used to go like this. Hello there, I'm Dave East from Network South East, and today we're going to be doing the NRN tutorial. The first thing you do is you press your on button, obviously after activating the radio switch. The next thing you do is you dial in your number. You would then pick up your phone and dial the signalman. The signalling code for this area is 2365. You would then press the star key to call the signaller. Another thing you can do is a shortcut, and that's by pressing SG on the controls. Now, I'm going to show you how not to talk to a signaller first. Alright mate, yeah, not bad, thank you. Oh god, yeah, I had a cracking Saturday night mate, yeah. Oh my god, the wife was terrible, I had to go down and do a one night stand instead. Yeah, don't tell her that, it's probably best not to mate. I know, yeah, football was great mate, yeah, cheers. Anyway, I'm looking for the signal in front of me, I'm at Ipswich. Yeah, Ipswich Yard, road 3 mate, that's right, yeah. Yeah, you want me to pass it, is that alright mate? Oh, cheers mate, thanks. Oh, by the way, yeah, sorry about your sister. Well, it ain't my fault. Wait, you f***ing what mate? Yeah? You're lucky I don't just drive up to Colchester box and give you a piece of my mind mate, I've got to get this train to Liverpool Street though. Right, see you later. Now, that wasn't how to talk to someone over the NRN phone. You see, what happened there was a personal conversation about the night's happenings before. It wasn't about the signal ahead. It wasn't about the conditions of the train or the track or where he was planning to go. This could have put the driver in a fatal danger. He could have passed a signal at red, and in these trains the only thing protecting him is the AWS. There is no TPWS protection on the 306 train. Let's see what happens when we talk to the signaller properly. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Yes, hello signaller. I'm standing at Victor Romeo 566 signal, waiting to proceed onto number 2 Down Road and then onto platform 2 Ipswich. Do I have permission to proceed? Copy that signaller. I do have permission to proceed past Victor Romeo 566 signal and onto the down relief loop. I will then wait further instructions for you and will telephone you back as soon as I reach that destination. Over and out. That was how to talk to the signaller properly on the Network Rail stance. The previous version was incorrect and potentially dangerous. The next thing we do is we check for other passing trains coming into the station. We would call them up on the other end to check their position. We have seen now how not to do it. This is how to do it. We'd first get the train identification. We should know this by our roster. In this case, the modern train standing outside on the national network will be 9856, and then star. Yes, good morning, Whiskey Romeo 5692, just pulled into Chapel number 1 platform. Yep. Sorry, I depressed the button, I apologise. Understood, you'll be clear out the way, and then you'll telephone the signaller to make sure that I am understood all instructions, and that you will then proceed as normal up and down the Marks Tey to Sudbury stretch of the branch, and then let me proceed forward through to Marks Tey and onto Colchester for my remaining journey onto the down relief loop at Ipswich. Thank you very much, driver of Whiskey Romeo 986. Goodbye. That is one of the correct methods of doing it. There are many, many more correct methods. Thank you for watching this Network Southeast video. We know you haven't found this very interesting or very informative at all. In fact, it will probably offer you no help in a real life situation. In fact, you may actually be friends with the signaller, and he may want to talk to you about football, but remember this. Always use the correct code. After Tom's fantastic intro of the Class 306, we are going to take a look around the East Anglian Railway Museum, which is based at Chapel. Enjoy this little tour, as I'm going to be quiet to let you enjoy the atmosphere of the museum. This is a railway sign, and to the modern commuter, it means absolutely nothing at all. It just means they've reached their destination, or they're still 3 stops away from their destination on an overcrowded intercity train where it's too hot, too stuffy, the person next to you smells of BO as far as you can think. Why don't I get off here and die? However, some people like to collect railway signs because it reminds them of maybe where they used to live. Here we see Pitsea, near where I used to live. I don't really want to remember Pitsea. However, over here we see, when the camera follows me, over here, listen to the person who talks like Jeremy Clarkson. Over here we see Bures, Stoke and Sturmer. These signs appeared on the Stour Valley Railway between probably 1920 and 1967 when the railway closed. The one that's missing from here is Clare, because someone nicked it from the station before they even got a chance to take anything down. They then burned the signal box and vandalised the station buildings twice. Stoke was actually called Stoke by Clare, but British Railways was too cheapo to actually make the whole sign, so instead just called it Stoke, which then confused people because there is another station called Stoke somewhere else in the country. So if you say we're travelling from Birmingham to Stoke by Clare and you asked for Stoke, you would probably end up in Middlesbrough. Back over here, we see the signs of the Colne Valley Railway, which obviously don't belong here, but they got it first, so. Now this is a Great Northern Railway rotating signal. This is possibly one of the simplest signals in the world, and unlike the British Rail signal here, where you had everything turning around and doing this, the Great Northern Railway people were obviously too stupid to think of something like that, and instead took the special cake and ate it and came back for more with their incredible design. If you follow me around here, you'll see what I mean. Now here we see the normal signal, just like this one over here. However, if we just pan round slightly, we see the Great Northern Railway's intelligent design. How ingenious is that? Now, I'm going to show you something from the modern railway age. This is a 4-aspect colour light signal, as you like to call it, train spotters. I like to call them lights. Not traffic lights. Whoever calls them traffic lights, I want to punch them in the face. Do those look like traffic lights to you? Anyway, there is a red one to tell you to stop, a green one to tell you to go, and a yellow or 2 yellows to tell you you're about to hit a train up the arse, and you should stop at the next red signal, otherwise you're going to find yourself either very, very dead or very, very, very fired. This signal isn't very scary unless you go through it at red, in which case a TPWS magnet, it's abbreviations, will stop you dead on the track more or less. However, this signal scares me. I don't know why it scares me, but I think it's coming for me. It looks different to the others. It isn't painted. It hasn't got the nice little border around it. And I can't stop thinking that it's about to eat me. I may be on drugs. I sound like Jeremy Clarkson-ish. Let's move on. Over here we see where Joshua Quirk works. This is Southend-on-Sea, Victoria, and back in the 50s, when everyone was racist, they used to say, change here for the holiday of your lives. Of course now, the holiday of your lives in Southend-on-Sea will be meeting some chavs on the pier, going for a train ride to see some cinders and ashes where the last pier caught on fire and burnt down, and then going into the amusement park to be beaten up by the locals and ripped off at the donut stall. Now, these are very interesting. I'm crouching down because these signals are so small. I think they were designed for midget signalmen. They used to come along and pull little tiny levers on the ground. Oh no, wait! I've read the sign. They're fog signals. And the way these work are to irritate the driver as much as possible. You see, during fog you obviously want something quite big and quite bright to see where you're going or to see if the signal ahead is clear. These are tiny, which means you'll only be able to see them right at the last minute if the fog is above a midget's head. Which is why I come back to the theory that these are actually from midget signalmen. We come over now and we see here, we see another midget signal, and here we see a broken midget signal. Possibly because the person pulling it at the time, he probably got very, very angry with the driver when the driver pulled up and slapped him on the head. Because he was so small. I can say that and you can't, because I sound like Jeremy Clarkson and therefore can get away with anything in the world. Now, this station here suits Sam Beeman perfectly, as he is a train spotter. As you can see, we've got the train spotter's bag to match this station. Anytime you go to Stratford, look down the end of the platform and there will be a group of lesser animated train spotters trying to fit in and not get beaten up by any East London chavs.
We just need to find one. Well, I don't know. I asked my daughter to have a look around. Yeah, I'm not here for 3 weeks now. If by chance she comes back to our house today,
right.
There's the works, and that works. That
yeah,
twists.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
We now leave the East Anglian Railway Museum to go up to have some mainline action at Marks Tey station, just a fair few miles up from Chapel and Waits Common.
This is a 3-2-1. I'm at Marks Tey station with my free cup of coffee because I work here, not at Top Gear. Behind me is a class 321. I know that because I read it on the train. Now, train spotters know these as, well, a class 321. Drivers, guards and anyone else working for the aforementioned AGA company know them as a piece of f***ing shit. I excuse my French, but I can say that, because I sound a bit like Jeremy Clarkson, and I can tell you that train is one of the worst trains. In the world.
Now we see various clips of Class 90s flying through the station. Leaving platform 1 is a class 360. 360s are the workhorses of the Great Eastern Main Line. Flying through platform 1 is another 90. Approaching platform 2 in the distance is a class 360 stopper. As the 360 leaves platform 2, another 360 enters platform 1. Thrashing through platform 1 is a Freightliner service taken by a class 66. As Class 360 360 101 collects the passengers, the GBRF 66 passes. Class 360 flies through platform 2 as we notice Class 321 in platform 1. As the 321 leaves Marks Tey platform 1, we demonstrate just how irritating it is when somebody gets in front of your camera. Flying through platform 1 is another Class 90. Another 90 again through platform 2. Another fly through in platform 2, this time by 321. Another Freightliner Class 66 heads through platform 1. Heading through platform 2 at quite a slow pace is a Class 90. Heading line side now, the Class 90 flies through the station. Another fly through, this time by Class 360. And this ends our fantastic trip to the East Anglian Railway Museum and Marks Tey Station on the 3rd of September 2014. This episode also opens a new season of train adventures, and believe me, it is going to be fantastic. Goodbye for now.